Hi friends, how's it going? We're back with another episode. Today's topic, a little different. There's this Pinterest post about deep conversations that I've been holding on to since January 26th. And I've been wanting to have these conversations with somebody for the longest fucking time. I think that's what we're gonna do today, is have this conversation with myself. But y'all can answer too if you want. It's just a bunch of like deep questions or deep conversation starters. So that's what we're gonna do. I had a topic that I wanted to talk about today, but I just got off the phone with the person I needed to have the conversation with, and now I'm kind of over it, so we're going with these deep conversation questions or topics instead. Also, look at my hat, guys. It's backwards for you, but my sister got it for me. It's a cock hat. I saw this when we went on vacation a while ago actually, and it was like this one. There was an ass one, which was a donkey, and then there is some other stuff that was just so fucking bizarre because I've never seen this before. I was looking at it and I was like, oh my god, this shit is like $60, and then she got this for me for my birthday. I was like, so now it's my favorite hat and I'm going to wear it all the time. Let's get started. What's a compliment that made you feel special? This is something I wanted to talk about for so long, and I made a tweet about it a while ago, but a compliment that I think about a lot is one I got in high school. I think I was in grade 12, but I had a summer fling with a guy. And I don't know, my nature is that I'm like pretty protective of my people and super caring. And I don't really remember what the circumstance was or what the situation was, but I remember him saying, "You're gonna make a really great wife one day." And that is the best compliment and my favorite compliment that I have ever gotten till this day. I've gotten not to gas myself up, but I've gotten a decent amount of compliments over my lifetime regarding like my exterior, my interior, my craft and whatnot. But that compliment and that comment beats all of it. I don't know why it stuck with me for so long. Like even throughout high school, I don't really remember too much, but that really fucking stuck with me, and I think about it a lot actually. Every time I do something kind or I do something very in my nature and someone reminds me about it, like I do things subconsciously in a way, I'm always reminded about that compliment. Yeah, it's my favorite compliment I've ever gotten. Okay, some of these are like you need a second person, so I'm gonna skip through those. What's something that's been said to you that really upsets you? I was just talking about this, but I'm learning to not tolerate being talked down to and making assumptions about me and my character and my intentions. Something that I'm learning is to not make assumptions about things and about people and to just ask questions. And it's a very hard habit to pick up because I'm an overthinker. But I'm learning to do that and ask the questions and also to be super honest with people, and I don't like when people don't do that as well, I guess you could say. But something specific that is said that really upsets me is when people make a misjudgment about my character without really knowing me or understanding why I do certain things and why I say certain things. Granted, I'm human, right? So I will make mistakes and have slip-ups, as would anybody else. But I think that's really upsetting for me, is when people are like, well, why? Like, how could you do that? And like this, that, and whatever. Like, I'm a huge believer in giving people chances. Like, I'm one to give people more than enough chances. You know, give them space to make the mistakes. Give them space to make the fuck-ups until my heart really says, okay, that's enough. Like, there's only so much I can take. But it takes a lot for me to get there, especially with the people that I love and the people that I care about. I don't even know where I was going with this point, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Should we just move on? How do you how do you respond to frustration? I don't respond well. But I'm learning how to respond better to them. A prime example is literally what happened today. I had a conversation with someone about something that was bothering them, and the way that they addressed it and me in that regard was super frustrating for me. In the moment, I was very passive about it and didn't really say much about what was going on and what I was feeling. However, after taking a moment to kind of debrief and think about it, I sent a message and being like, I don't appreciate this. And then having thought about it more, I waited till the end of the day to kind of cool off, and I sent a message being like, hey, like, do you have a super quick minute to chat? We called and I addressed the things that were frustrating for me and what didn't really sit well with me. So yeah, that's how I've been learning to deal with frustration recently, is just talking about it, whether it's with the person that I'm frustrated with or just venting about it to like a close friend or journaling about it. Journaling helps a lot. I've been journaling semi-consistently for the past 3 years, and I will say it is probably the best habit that I've ever picked up. A lot of my venting goes into journaling, or I talk to myself a lot. I'll have like conversations out loud instead of like having the conversation in my head, because I feel like it gets too loud in my head, and then the voices kind of the voices yeah, honestly, like the voices get all mumbled and jumbled and I can't tell which one to listen to. So I'll have the conversation out loud so I can hear myself say my thoughts and then break them down. That also helps me a lot with frustration. Driving as well helps me with frustration, though I'm quite a fast driver. But driving and talking in my car really helps. Listening to music really helps, or working out. Working out is a huge thing for me that I've now had a routine of picking up, and every time I'm super frustrated, I make it a point to work out and lift heavier that day so that I can tire myself out and get all the adrenaline out of my system. But yeah, that's how I've been dealing with frustration recently. I don't really remember how I was dealing with frustration before. Usually I would just like keep it, I think I would bottle it and keep it in, but even though I don't say anything, you can see it on my face. And that's still a thing for me, is that if you don't hear me express my emotions, you'll see it in my face. It's something that I'm working on. It's really hard to hide my emotions. Okay, next question. Ooh, what does a safe space look like for you? Honestly, the best way to put it, a safe space for me is somewhere where I can sleep comfortably. When I know that I can sleep like so easily and so quickly, that's how I know I feel safe in that space. Like realistically, I can sleep at any time, anywhere. I sleep a lot at parties. I sleep a lot on on film sets when we have a break. Like I can sleep absolutely fucking anywhere. But I think a place where I can just sprawl out and not worry about how I look or how my body posture is, how loud my phone is, how loud I am, or how quiet I am. When I don't have to literally worry about a damn thing, that's how I know I'm in a safe space. When it comes to people, because I had this conversation with a friend. This was kind of, at this time, it was the first time I was properly meeting them, but they were asking, okay, how does this person make you feel? And I said, safe. I feel safe with this person. Even still, I feel safe with that person. He was like, explain. And I realized I feel the same way with a lot of my close people, is that I feel safe with them. And I think it's different traits for each person. But for this person in specific, what made me feel safe was how they're able to just protect me like without having to ask or without having to, like, it was just a habit of having to protect me, and not in like a controlling way or anything, but just like, for example, when we're walking on the sidewalk and they they walk on the side closest to the street, that type of thing. Yeah, I don't know, it feels very like familial type of protection. I don't know. Don't know where that thought came from, but that's, in terms of spaces, a safe space for me is, in summary, somewhere where I can just be me and not have to worry about constantly having conversation or being super prim and proper and looking like I have my shit together. If I can pull up to a place looking like I just got out of bed and not feel ashamed about it, that's a safe space for me. Next question. I love this one. What color scheme do you want your future house to be? I was talking about this with my mom, but when I have my own place and it's like I own the house type thing, I really like the Scandinavian, there's a name for it, I just don't remember, but it's like the Scandinavian Japanese style. That is my favorite style, favorite aesthetic for a house. But I also really want my house to be colorful. If y'all know Megan Batoon, she is a influencer, content creator. I've been watching her since the beginning, but she's transformed or transitioned into interior design, and she but a while ago she made like an Airbnb space, but it's 90s themed. I love that. I'm not a 90s baby, but I'm a 90s baby. Like, I grew up with 90s parents, so to me that's also comfort, an aesthetic and a vibe that I really want from my house. And to mix it with like the Scandinavian Japanese style, I think that would be super, super cool. As you can kind of tell from my room, I love green. I really love greenery, so I kind of want to feel like or at least have a space in my house that feels like you're living in a jungle almost. I gotta have a lot of plants in my house. Absolutely have to. But in terms of color scheme, I really like neutral colors. Pastels for sure, and green, like a sage green. Navy blue is also super pretty. I think I want my kitchen to be like a matte black and white and gold situation. I don't know, colorful, but like tastefully colorful. You know? When was the last time you cried in front of someone? Earlier this morning. Or earlier this afternoon, actually. I was crying because I was having a conversation with a friend. Same thing. I just didn't like how they were talking to me. I didn't like the things that they were saying. And it made me super fucking frustrated. And I called my friend about it because I was like, girl, like, let me know what's going on. Like, am I doing something wrong? And I cried out of frustration. And then this evening I called my cousin because I needed to vent some more about the situation to somebody, and I was crying in my car because I was super fucking frustrated. I don't think I've cried from frustration like that in a very long time. So yeah, today was the last time I cried in front of somebody. Ooh, these are deep conversation starters, introspective. What is something someone has done to you that you can't forgive them for? Well, this year I properly started my healing journey, and I was doing a lot of research and I've been reading a lot of books. The first thing that I was taught was to forgive every single person in my life that has ever hurt me, like no matter how big or how small. And I wrote a list of people that have hurt me in my lifetime, and if I was still on decent terms with them, I messaged them that I forgave them for X, Y, and Z, and if not, then I would say it out loud or I would write it in my journal. There isn't I don't hold any hate or negative energy in me anymore. I try not to, but yeah, like I've been able to forgive everybody that has ever hurt me in my life this far, and I've been trying to live more forgivingly and with a bit more patience. There's no one that I haven't forgave yet. What about your life do you never want to change? A lot of things. I don't ever want to change the people that are currently supporting me and people that care about me and love me for who I am. I don't ever want to change that. I don't ever want to change the freedom and the space I have to create and to express myself and to explore life, all the good, all the bad. I don't ever want to change the opportunities I have to just live and to make a change in the world and to speak upon things I'm passionate about. About myself, I don't think I really want to change anything about myself, so to say. I think I want to continue to learn and continue to grow, but I do really love myself for who I am and for who I'm becoming and for who I'm learning to be. That to say, like, I'm not open to change, because with growing and learning, obviously you change with the more things that you learn and the more that you grow. You know what I mean? So there's a lot in my life that I never want to change, but I'm always open to change. You know, change is exciting for me. Like, I don't stress about it. What city in the world appeals to you most? San Francisco. San Francisco is my second home. Yeah, if it weren't so fucking expensive, San Francisco is the most appealing. I think that's where I was able to really find my niche. It's one of the most creative cities and colorful cities. Yeah, it's just so full of so many things, and I love it, and it's beautiful, and I would love to visit it again sometime in the future. But yeah, of the places that like I've been able to visit and whatnot, San Francisco is my favorite. Most definitely, I would say top 3. Oh my god, this is my favorite. Who comes to your mind when you think of the word sunshine? I actually know someone named Sunshine, but besides the point. One of my best friends, her name is Stella. Every time I think of her, she is like a huge light in my life. She's such a delightful person and has the most like beautiful aura and energy. Because I've been looking at this old question sheet for a while, but every time I see that word sunshine, I think of Stella. I think she's very much the sun. I feel like I'm very much the moon. But she's so delightful. She's such a wonderful and lovely human being, and I want nothing but the best, absolute best for her, because she deserves the entire world and universe and more. Like, she is sunshine. She is the definition of a sunshine. I could talk about her forever. I love her so much. Ooh, what brings you peace when you're anxious? Music. Music and dance brings me the most peace in any and every situation. I think music has such a huge impact in my life because I grew up as a dancer and I grew up with a very musically inclined family. I can't fucking live without music, bro. Music determines and emphasizes every thought and feeling I have. Like, when I'm sad, it brings me peace. When I'm happy, it brings me peace. When I'm angry, it brings me peace. It calms me the fuck down. Music is the best thing ever. It's one of the best things to ever be created. Same with food, but music has always brought me the most peace. I would say my people also bring me the most peace. Like, my family and my closest friends bring me like a different kind of peace that I can't even explain. Peace is such a wonderful word. I love the word peace. I think it's a pretty word. It's a very beautiful and calming word, and I love it a lot. Whenever I hear the word peace, I think about my closest people. What's the most overwhelming emotion you feel? I would say anxiety and love. I've dealt with like crippling anxiety majority of my life, and it wasn't until recently-ish, like in the past maybe 2 years, that I've been able to take control of my anxiety without the help of medication, which is super huge for me. Yeah, anxiety throughout my life was super overwhelming. It would overtake my entire being. A lot of my anxiety episodes were me like ending up on the floor curled in a ball and hyperventilating and just like panic to the max. Like, I don't wish that upon even my greatest enemies. But yeah, it became super unbearable, and I just didn't know what triggered my anxiety for the longest time. Even till now, I still don't really know what triggers my anxiety, or what did trigger that type of anxiety. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I would end up on the floor. I have to be covered by some sort of like blanket or coddled by a person. I needed to be like squeezed to stop hyperventilating. My last partner, it was a struggle because they were trying to figure out what my anxiety was caused by and how to help it and how to steer away from certain triggers. We narrowed down some of them, but a lot of them I was like, I really don't know. It wasn't diagnosed by any doctor or anything like that. It was just something that my mom was like, no, you have like crippling anxiety. Like, it's bad. I have a better control over it now, thank God. I'm able to be a lot more logical about it and try to pinpoint what's causing it. But up until like maybe 3 years ago, I really didn't know. I was just thugging it out. Another overwhelming emotion that I feel is love. I think it's overwhelming in the best way possible, maybe not the healthiest way, but because I love hard, I love fast, and I love loud, sometimes I don't know when to let go and stop loving something or someone, and when it's not serving me anymore type thing. But it's hard because I'm, as cheesy as it is, I'm a lover girl, and I love love, and I love giving people love, and I love showing love in many different ways, shapes, and forms. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever stop. I read a book. Oh fuck, I forget which book it is, but it's by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think it's the Mastery of Love. I think that's what it's called, the book that I got it from. But he was saying how you need to make your heart like an open kitchen, something that will constantly feed yourself but also constantly feed other people. So I was finding it super fucking hard in the beginning to have like an open kitchen type of heart. Now, so fucking easy. It's so fucking easy. With a lot of practice and patience and a lot of like positive self-talk and reminders that like, hey, you're only part of one half of your of every relationship in your life, and all you gotta do is kind of exude positivity and exude love, and that's what you're gonna get back, right? You get back what you put out. It was so hard though to always give love and understanding to people, especially at work, because I work in retail right now, and even with like film sets is tough because you often get mistreated, so it was really hard to put that into practice in those moments. But you also have to be super forgiving with yourself and others. You know, you make mistakes, you're only human, so you gotta allow yourself to have slip-ups every now and then, but always make a promise and a vow to yourself that you're gonna do better the next time. You know what I mean? Allow yourself to keep making mistakes until you can really perfect it. Practicing positive habits and good habits is also super beneficial, and love for me is overwhelming because I just want to love everybody, you know, but not everybody is ready to receive the love that I have to offer. And that was also a very hard truth to accept. You know, there's only so much I can do, but if the other person isn't ready or willing to receive what I am putting out, what am I to do? You know, I can't force it, and I can't change the person in any way, but I can learn to adapt and work around what they are comfortable with. You know what I mean? Show love in a different way and in smaller increments. Last one. What lie do you tell yourself the most? A lot of it is like negative self-talk, I would say, which I'm practicing on. But sometimes I tell myself like as a joke, and then I realize, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. But saying things of like, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm so fat. That's a big one, that I'm so fat and ugly. I had a huge problem with body dysmorphia and just my image growing up, because I grew up as a dancer and you're kind of forced to have a specific look to you. And I always compared myself to people who I didn't have the same skill sets as, or the same looks as, and I was like, oh, you know, if I had their body, I would be so much more successful. Now, I'm not even really that much of a dancer anymore, but yeah, just stuff like that. Things regarding my skill set and things regarding my appearance, my body. Biggest lies. Biggest fucking lies. Because I'll get dressed and I'll feel really good about myself. And I know that I'm really pretty, and I know that I'm fit, and I know that I'm working out to change my body because it's fun, not because I have to anymore. That's about it. I've been practicing positive self-talk. Therapy really helps. Therapy and journaling and talking to your people are super, super helpful. Doing a lot of self-care, self-help research and whatnot. Highly recommend. Yeah, that was actually a longer episode than I thought. My throat kind of hurts from talking so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. Second episode. Very nice. On a roll so far. Yeah, I don't know when the next time I'll be on, but I'll be around. If I'm not here, you can find me on my Twitch channel, second YouTube channel. All my social medias, I've left this on, by the way. All my social medias are ANHMitra_. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, my second YouTube channel. I think that's all the socials I got. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye-bye.